Hey, how's it going? The Unprepared Beekeeper here. I'm out here at my bee yard today. I was going to make a quick video of me pulling a honey super. I'd put a bee escape on one of my hives so we could get some honey. We had Elsa come through, a tropical storm here in Virginia that came up the coast from Florida. And I wanted to do it yesterday, but the rain from that storm prevented that. But today I'm out here to get this honey super. And I noticed that one of my other hives might be getting ready to swarm. That's a pretty good sized clump of bees here on the outside. And I don't know if that's from just the heat that we've been having, because we've been getting up close to the 90s most days here in Virginia lately. But I also see a small little clump back there. So that may just be the bees hanging out, but we're going to investigate and see if we need to take action. So anyway, let's get this started. All right. This is the hive that I put the bee escape in. You can see it here. And for those of you who aren't familiar, the way these are supposed to work is that you place them on the hives a couple days before you're ready to pull your supers. And the bees travel through the opening to go lower in the hive. But then, because of the way bees move in a straight line and the angles of the design of the bee escape, which I'll show you when I take it off, the bees aren't supposed to be able to travel back up into the honey super that I was trying to get most of the bees out of. So I've never used one before, so we're going to see how it went. All right, see some bees up here on top, a few anyway. And I had slid my telescoping top against this secondary opening up here so that no bees could travel in from the top. All right, so I see some ants on here, which isn't great, but oh, there's a lot fewer bees in here than there were the other day. So the other day I opened this up and the bees went everywhere. I just didn't happen to have my camera with me. Now, unfortunately, a lot of the honey that was right here, you can see this whole space right here, the honey, like a big whole thing of honeycomb fell out. So that did happen, but that's okay. Yeah, there's a lot, not nearly as many bees as there were before. So let me pop this thing up here, this honey super on top. Got this medium. Let me actually move the camera. So I can actually, okay, they actually did do a little bit of gluing here. Goodness. There we go. Man. All right. So they had actually done quite a bit in there. All right, let me lift this thing up. I've got another top over here from a hive that I'm not using, just to set this down on the ground here real quick. What I'm going to do, I'll pick this thing up. Goodness, it's heavy. I'll set it right over here. All right, and we can see there's a few bees here on this excluder. A little bit of comb that have fallen with some honey in it. We'll toss that up front. Maybe they'll go clean that up. But look at the bees on the screen. Can you see those in there? There's a lot of bees underneath. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to open that up at the moment. I'm going to give them a little bit of time to settle down, because what I want to do is I want to move this, because this is the only one I was going to pull this time. So I'm going to go get my bee brush, which I forgot over at the truck, and I will be right back. Well, I went and looked for my bee brush, and in typical Frank unprepared beekeeper fashion, I must have left it at my house. I grabbed it before I got in the truck, loaded up the little puppy that I dropped off. It's for my daughter, and I must have put the brush down at some point in that process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pull most of these frames out. Look at them. I've got this old box here, and I'm going to just shake the bees off. And you know, there might be a few stragglers. You know, it's unfortunate, but it is part of beekeeping. There's always going to be a little bit of loss of worker bee life, unfortunately. But I'm going to go ahead and pull these off, give them a good shake for the ones I can anyway. Those center ones that are all kind of glued together, I probably won't mess with those because I don't want to have pieces of comb falling out everywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and start on the outside, and I'm going to pull a couple of these. So let's see how we're going to set this up. Put my smoker up top. Got this other top here, and I'll set it up right there. Hopefully we'll get some good video. All right, so let me start right here. Let me start with this one. Now, I might have to end up smoking these bad boys a little bit. They might get agitated. They might get a little agitated. I might just give them a couple puffs. Just to keep them from getting so agitated. All right. Got this one here. All right. All right. Now that is a pretty frame of honey. Look at that, all 100% capped. Put you right there. Now this outside frame, let's see what we got. Ooh, look at that. Now on this one, there's some that isn't capped right there on that edge. Some of that. Now these might be glued together, so let me skip over to this other outside edge. Trying not to squish any more than possible. So I'll do here. So I can pull this one. That making a mess? Nope. That one's got some sides protruding. Let's loosen up this outside one here. I know I can get that one. All right. There we go. Yep, that one right there has got some parts that aren't quite right here. You see? That one's not quite as capped towards the bottom. So I might actually leave that one for now. You see, if I can get these apart in here. We've got some wonky comb on them. Yeah, there you go. See, we did get a little bit of squeeze at the bottom. We've got some wonky comb on these. I wish I had my brush. Most of them off that one. All right. Yeah. So you can see this one is almost 100% capped. Now on the back side, very wonky. So, but that's okay because I was going to put some of this comb in with the honey. So I'm going to cut that out anyway. So that works out. All right, let's see with this one here what type of setup we get. Yeah, look at that. 100% capped. Nice heavy honey. That's awesome. All right, now these are the ones that are all kinds of wonky. So when I pull them apart, I don't know what the middle is going to look like, but I can see that they're glued together. So, not 100% sure what I'm going to do with them. I'm going to try, and if it's too big of a mess, I may just take them as is and do it at home. But I'm really pleased. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm going to keep these together. Because I can see inside, I can see that they have comb, that a piece that goes diagonally between the pieces. So if I pull them apart, it's going to rip that piece of comb in half, and we could potentially have some fall out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them a puff of smoke here inside this comb in those spaces. And the reason I'm doing that is to try to get the bees that are on the inside to kind of work their way towards the bottom of these two pieces so I can pull them out. Now how I'm going to do this without making a huge mess is unclear, but I'm going to do the best I can. Try to bump them. I made a mess with that. I can just feel the comb coming apart. So, all right. Anyway, okay. And to be honest, just to keep things, I'm gonna take this with me for now, I think. This piece I just said I wasn't. I think I am. Take it with me. All right, so I'm gonna do, my hands are so sticky, so I'm gonna come over here. Look at that honey. I got some on the edge there just pouring out. That looks good. All right, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna set it on top of this here, and you can see we had that piece fall out. Thick, dark, rich honeycomb. One little bee there. All right, just let that on top. Take it with me when I go. All right, get that in there. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and move this, and I will be right back. That was a little bit of a workout. That was actually much more than I expected for carrying that. So what I'm gonna do now is just pull this excluder off, and maybe we can just see, you know, what's going on the inside here. If I can get my camera to set up straight. All right, so I'm going to pull this bee excluder off just to see what it seems has happened on the inside of this. All right, so before I do that, because there's like a bunch of pent-up bees in there. All right, just a little smoky. All right, look at that. Okay, so that's the underside. You tried to get me. All right, that's the underside of the bee escape. So you can see, it looks like it worked pretty good. Pretty good, it worked. So I'm gonna give that a little pop. Oops, didn't get all of them off. Trying to get all the bees off of it. All right. I would say I'm pretty happy with how that worked out. So I'm gonna go ahead, just giving it a little looky here. This hive I'm pretty happy with. This hive, you can see all that nice white comb they're building in here. This is the other honey super that was up top on it. Now I can see them building. I can see white comb all in here. Nice, freshly made. So they actually surprised me. Last time I checked, and I believe on my last video, you know, there wasn't much going on with that one honey super on this hive. So I'm really pleased with how these bees have been building up. I guess there must have been a nectar source that, you know, around that is blooming right now. We've had quite a bit of rain recently, so things aren't as dry as they could be. So that's probably a good sign. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that back together. I'm not actually gonna go into this hive today. Put the bricks back on top. Alrighty. Hope you enjoyed the video. I have another part coming and another video showing me extracting some of the honey from the supers that I had pulled off those hives. So hope you enjoyed it, and please check out some more of my videos. See you next time.